Gino's east of Chicago, an iconic deep dish institution started by some cabbies with a building they didn't know what to do with. Gino's East has become one of the major Chicago-style pizza joints in its almost 60 years of history. Named after nobody in particular, Gino's is among Lou Malnati's, Pizzeria Uno, and Giordano's as the heavy hitters in its subclass of pizza. Whether they're the Michael Jordan or the Scottie Pippen of deep dish, they're undoubtedly celebrated. A restaurant who stopped trying to prevent its clientele from vandalizing its walls and instead embraced it as part of the experience, Gino's East is a tourist destination for reasons that extend beyond its food. And speaking of extending beyond, Gino's has expanded outside of Illinois to bring locations not only to me here in Los Angeles, but all the way to Singapore. This week on the show, I'll fill your cornmeal crust of curiosity to the brim with my chunky sauce of knowledge so that you too may know everything I've learned about Gino's East of Chicago. Then, we'll direct our attention to the people of Yelp to see what they're saying about the very Gino's East we just experienced. Stay tuned. This is the Fine Dining Podcast.
Your table's ready. Take a seat. The flavor of the day is mediocrity. Wouldn't you like to try a bite? Guarantee it'll be the perfect bite. Fine dining. Better than you thought, worse than you hoped. Fine dining. We don't treat mediocre as a joke. Ranking every single place we've been. Compare it to the perfect 5 out of 10.
Wait, so when you said cabbies, you mean like
Cab
cab
drivers.
drivers?
Literal-
So a cab driver started it?
Couple taxi drivers and a friend.
I love it.
But we'll get into it more. I love that they're like, well, we have this building and don't know what to do with it.
Let's make pizza.
Let's do it.
Hey man, Uber drivers, y'all need to get on a good foot.
Find a venture capitalist.
Come on now.
Hello, and welcome to the Fine Dining Podcast, the quest to compare all restaurants to Chili's. I am your host, Michael Ornelas, and in this podcast, we learn the history of our favorite restaurant chains one week before seeing how they compare to Chili's in week 2. This week on the show, we will be talking about Gino's East of Chicago, one of the 4 legendary Chicago deep dish purveyors, and the only one currently operating a location here in Los Angeles. And joining me this week to discuss this brand is a fellow Chicago native who you'd recognize from Dropout, his live game show Comedian Clash, and Last Week Tonight. I saw you on Last Week Tonight. It's Jacquis Neal.
What up?
How you doing?
True Chicago people in the house tonight.
We did it.
I love it.
We made it all the way to the West Coast from
We did.
not a coast.
and we still eat our Chicago foods. Anytime there's a Chicago restaurant that comes to LA,
The fact that they're available here makes me happy.
it makes me so happy.
I mean, Portillo's is still one of my highest scoring. I love a Portillo's
Portillo's
so
is good.
much.
Portillo's is good.
I get out there often.
Yeah.
Well,
What's up, brother? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. You and I were on an improv team for about a month and a half.
I had
10 years ago.
I had forgotten about that. I've gotten to the point in my improv where I've forgotten more shit that I remember now.
Yeah.
But then you reminded me, and I was like, it all came rushing back.
Yeah.
Like everybody who was on that team.
It's like meeting someone that you went to preschool with. It's like, oh, you turned out a human being as well.
Yes. Good shit.
I am here. I've been doing this.
I love it.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Man.
We're going to talk all the history. We're going to talk some Yelp reviews, and we're going to get into your dream restaurant in this episode. Are you ready to get going?
I'm ready, baby.
Before we talk about the history of Gino's East, I want to talk about your history with Gino's East. Have you eaten at Gino's in Chicago? I know you had told me you had eaten at this one in Sherman Oaks many times. What's kind of your history with Gino's?
Yeah, Gino's is interesting because I've gone to every deep dish place in Chicago, born and raised there. But Gino's was probably the one I went to the least. So growing up, Giordano's was it. So you know this, and for all the people who don't know this, most Chicagoans are not eating deep dish as our normal pizza all the fucking time. I know. I know people think that's the only pizza. Baby, you want some pizza tonight? Yeah,
I'm literally made
dish.
of sausage.
Yeah.
I am made of Italian sausage.
Listen, you can still get the Italian sausage, but we got the tavern style. We got the thin crust, the square pizza. That's what we have the most. So whenever we would have deep dish, when I was growing up, Giordano's was the one we would go to because Gino's only had like 1 or 2 locations.
Yeah,
and Giordano's only had a couple either as well, but they had one closer to us. And then as I got older, high school, college age, I would go to a few more local joints more often than like Gino's. But I've been to Gino's a lot. And,
Yeah.
you know.
And I know you said that this one you've been somewhat regular at.
Yeah. I'll probably go to the Gino's in LA like maybe 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
Like even when they first opened, I was there like that first week. I was ready.
I famously do not like cheese.
I know.
I do eat pizza,
Mhm.
but deep dish is kind of a challenge for me. So
Because it's mostly cheese.
It's a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
And so I had been avoiding this, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to bring Jacquis here because we're Chicago boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to hit him with but I'm probably not going to like it.
Listen, are you lactose intolerant in any way? Like
No.
I know most of us are.
I love
okay.
ice cream. I have no problem with lactose. It's like a conceptual
taste.
thing with cheese.
It's the conception of cheese?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
like just the fact that it's we let mold grow and cultured it, just what it is at its core, I don't approve. And it kind of grosses me out. And then
you have the same problem when people eat bugs. You're like,
yeah,
this is dirty food.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah. And so, hey, people can eat what they want. I'm not going to yuck their yum, but I will yuck it for myself.
Of course.
And we'll get into it next week when we talk our review of Gino's. But do you want to hear the history of Gino's East of Chicago?
I've been waiting for this my entire life. Man.
I can tell.
Give me the history of the place that's not named after anybody.
We're going to jump into this week's Eat Deets.
Eatery details.
Gino's East was founded in 1966 by 2 Chicago cab drivers and their friend who bought a building near the Magnificent Mile, and I quote, but didn't know what to put in it. According to Sam Levine, one of the founders, someone said put pizza in it, but we didn't know pizza from nothing. I'm assuming that's how he said it.
That's how Chicagoans talk.
I'm literally imitating my grandfather. That's how he sounded.
You know what's wild about that? Not that people just was like, yeah, let's make pizza, because that's how most restaurants start. That cab drivers was making enough money to buy a building.
In 1966?
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's a few bucks.
Yeah, it was $12.
Do I want groceries today or property?
Man, that's what I'm most intrigued about. What was these cab drivers making back in the day, or how cheap were buildings?
I will say it was 2 cab drivers and a friend.
So
there was a third person.
So the friend was Al Capone.
Yeah, my great uncle by marriage.
Is Al Capone?
He married into my grandmother's or my grandfather's sister's
Sorry,
family.
Man. Where your buildings at?
I don't know, but they're loaded with syphilis.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So I don't go near them. Then they brought in Alice May Redmond, a former cook at Pizzeria Uno, to create their dough recipe, which she modified with biscuit making techniques to make the crust softer and butterier than competitors. Her recipe became the cornerstone of Gino's signature deep dish, known for its rustic cornmeal crust and chunky tomato topping.
That's interesting. I think Pizzeria Uno's is trash, and it's still around, which is surprising to me. But that is so interesting that she left there and was like, I can do better.
Yeah.
And did better.
I don't know if I've ever had Pizzeria Uno proper.
Yeah.
When I grew up in Austin, there was a restaurant that was inspired by Pizzeria Uno called Uno 360. That was the highway that it was off of. Highway 360. Logo suspiciously similar. It was a knockoff restaurant, basically. Yeah. And it was pretty good. So I have good associations with Uno, but I recognize it's not the actual Uno.
Yeah. Also, shout out to, what's her name? Anime? That's not right. That's Tina Turner. What's her name?
Alice May Redmond.
Alice May Redmond. Shout out to Alice.
Biscuit techniques.
Yeah.
In the crust. And I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Gino's became famous for laying a disc of sausage over the entire pie, creating a full layer of meat below the sauce. This indulgent sausage patty pie became one of its most recognized offerings and is still a favorite today.
I don't love the full sausage.
Are you not really a sausage guy, or it's just
I'm
too much?
I'm a sausage guy. I don't like thin crust pizza. And deep dish pizza, I'm actually, you know this, we just had it. I'm a more cheese only.
Yeah.
And then I'll do pepperoni. I will do sausage, but I like it better when it is chunked. And the reason being is because sausage can be hit or miss.
Yes.
So if it's good sausage, that's fine. But if it's bad sausage,
You're
you are
committing to the
forcing
whole
me
thing.
to have that bad sausage for the entire fucking pizza.
I will say one of the things that makes pizza beautiful is when an ingredient isn't hitting, they're usually pretty easy to remove. And they're taking that autonomy away from you.
Yeah.
They took away your bodily autonomy.
They took my autonomy. They took away my sausage autonomy.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
Put that on a shirt.
Give me back my sausage autonomy.
Gino's Yeast became known for its graffiti-covered walls.
Yeah.
Starting in the 1970s, guests began leaving their marks with pens and carving tools, and the restaurant eventually leaned into the tradition by offering markers to patrons. Even after moving locations and rebuilding the original site, Gino's carried this practice forward, making it one of the most iconic parts of dining there.
It's very interesting, too, because that, to me, that feels like a very Chicago thing, even though this Gino's Yeast in LA does not do that because they're like...
Well, it's all brick.
Well, yeah, it's all brick. But you can still draw... Well, you can still draw on brick because... Well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I had it in my mind. I was like, should I bring Sharpies and we deface this place? And when I went in, I was like, that would be the worst idea. They clearly are not inviting this in any way.
They're not. It is not an LA thing. That is the one LA culture that they have adopted at the Gino's Yeast LA. It's like, don't draw on our fucking walls.
Yeah.
But you can still do brick, but it comes off one easily, but it's with chalk. So
okay.
That was one of the big things when the Cubs won their World Series in 2016. We were down 3-1 against Cleveland. Right before Game 5, instead of Cub fans, like we always do, saying like, we're about to fucking lose this, everybody went to Wrigley and started writing on the walls and like writing on the sidewalk and stuff like that. Like, y'all got this. We still believe.
We defeated the Billy Goat.
If we did, well, it was before they won. So it was like basically inspiration to be like,
well, that's what I'm saying. It was counteracting the curse.
It was counteracting. So, and that's a very like, you know, Gino's East Chicago, like drawn on the walls and like, you know, leaving your mark in that way. So that's tight.
The one thing that also stood out to me is carving tools.
Yeah.
I have never in my life understood it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Like, and especially when I'm in a bathroom and I see it on a toilet seat, I'm like, look,
people that carve on the toilet seat,
that
I
means
can't do
someone
that.
was like kneeling on the ground and like, you just think about the logistics of how it gets there. And I'm like,
too close to boo-boo, man.
What are you doing?
You're too close to that dookie.
Have you ever felt that impulse?
To draw on a toilet seat?
Just to like carve in anything?
No, not really. I guess like I've had the impulse to like dig it like at like the school desk. Like sometimes where you may like dig into it if you have something to do that with. But like, I feel like that's more defacing than actually trying to like carve. Yeah. Like in the ways that people carve. I would never carve in the toilet. If I see a carved toilet seat, I immediately think is filthy.
Yeah.
Because like your boo-boo chips, your skin, your ass chips, your ass skin is in them crevices, man. Them chips is in the crevices. Like the fucking toilet seat is smooth for a reason, so you can easily wipe it up. But if you put little crevices in there,
holding on to
it's
it.
holding
You're
on
giving
to
it fingers.
You're giving, nah, man. You can't. I can't do that. I can't do it.
Yeah, I remember driving home from San Francisco, stopping at a gas station, using the restroom.
Yeah.
And the entire restroom, it was like a trailer. It was like a separate building. I guess that's an outhouse, technically, right? By all definitions. Head to toe, ceiling, toilet, sink, mirror, like walls, door, everything was drawn on and carved on. And I was just like, who's doing this? Whose muse is this outhouse? Who's in here being like, this is where I paint my masterpiece?
I don't know. I don't want to be in the bathroom that long. And I love being in the bathroom, using it. But once I'm done, get the fuck up out of there.
Yeah. I'm not looking to hang out.
I'm not trying to hang out and like create. I'm trying to lose shit
Imagine
in the bathroom.
the best script you've ever come up with. You're
It's
just
on the-
like, oh, I gotta get this down.
I mean, listen, you do come up with stuff in the bathroom, but
Yeah,
like
but you have a
it's
phone.
inspiration of here that you take out of the bathroom.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
trying to leave shit in the bathroom.
It's like Severance.
I am leaving shit in the bathroom. I'm not leaving anything else beyond that.
I think
in
it's
the
like
bathroom.
Severance. Like if you leave the bathroom, you forget everything.
You forget
like
everything.
It's your
That's
outie
fair.
now. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Anyways, that was a tangent that was supposed to be about Gino's East, but I think got into a deeper philosophical practice that
Yes.
I had to address.
We had to.
In the 80s and 90s, Gino's East expanded to several Chicago suburbs and even briefly opened a California location. They tried planting their flag in Manhattan Beach in the late 1980s, but the California experiment didn't stick.
Of course not. Not out there.
Suburban locations like Wheaton and Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, had more staying power and catered to Chicago expats or tourists looking for the city staple.
Yeah. Yeah, Manhattan Beach. Ain't nobody gonna
It's a
eat
vibe.
deep dish pizza and
Yeah.
then like, let's go to the beach.
It's a
Like-
vibe that's incongruent with what
Yeah.
Gino's is offering.
Because like even if you got abs, after you eat a deep dish pizza, you are going to feel bloated.
I want to go nowhere near a beach right now.
No.
I don't want to be seen. I don't even want to
No.
be seen with my shirt on right now.
Not really. I'm like, yo, bro, let me, the heaviest thing I can eat on my way to the beach is a sandwich.
I think it's like a Tupperware of blackberries. Like that's the beach meal. Yeah.
Yes.
To serve fans outside the city, they launched a frozen pizza and mail order business that allowed patrons to have Gino's deep dish shipped anywhere in the country. This move helped build national name recognition without stretching the brand too thin.
I recently just saw a Gino's East frozen pizza in a grocery store.
I have such a self-imposed stigma
Mhm.
against grocery store versions of restaurant food.
Yeah, it's usually not good.
Yeah, and it's just like, to me, you're kind of cheapening your brand. I mean, yeah, people do have an understanding that if you go to the restaurant, it will be better. So it's not like it's going to trash your reputation,
Yeah.
and it does up brand awareness. But I'm always just like, I guess I'm a big believer that I always want the best version of the thing.
Of this thing, yeah.
And, there are grocery foods that I love that aren't, tie-in brands, or they're just grocery brands.
Mm,
And I'm happy with those.
yeah.
I don't need CPK's pizza next to my DiGiorno. I'll just take a DiGiorno and it's fine. It's not going
Yeah.
to be the best pizza, but it's not tarnishing a brand.
That's fair. That's fair. I will say the one brand that has a in-store version as well. That is.
Don't you say White Castle.
That is coincidentally
Don't
the
you say
worst
White
restaurant.
Castle.
But I think their frozen sliders are better than like
Well, when your bar's that low.
Yeah. When I pop them things in the microwave and I eat them, I'm like, it's not bad.
Even
not
sober?
bad. Even sober. I mean,
Wow.
I'm not having it often, but like the couple times I've had it, I was like, I remember this more fondly than I do the slider.
Yeah. At the restaurant.
At the actual restaurant. And White Castle is a Chicago joint. I grew up with White Castle.
They're a Wichita, Kansas joint.
Well, I mean, yes,
But they are in
started
Chicago.
there, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of White Castles in Chicago. More, I don't.
A
even
lot
think
of my
they're out
mom's
here.
side of the family was straight up like, oh, you're doing White Castle? I was like, don't listen. You're not going to like what I have to say. Due to structural issues, the Magnificent Mile location of Gino's East was demolished in the year 2000, but
I remember
another
that.
location opened just 2 days later, less than a mile away.
Yep.
Buena Beef, one of Chicago's premier Italian beef joints, built a new restaurant on the original property in 2003 before selling it to Gino's in 2006, putting them back in their old stomping grounds.
Mhm. I remember all of that. It was funny. That was also like the boom of like deep dish pizza too. And then in like when I was in high school and college, I went to college in 2004. Like Giordano's, Gino's, all these places, Lou Malnati's, Eduardo's, so many places had started to get so many locations
Mhm.
where it just like expanded so far where it was everywhere. And so like that was probably kind of the start of it when they left their Mag Mile location and then was kind of back in there in like 4 years.
Yeah.
It was like, no, now we got multiple locations close to each other.
Yeah.
And that really kickstarted not only multiple locations in the city, but them going even
Like
more national.
Yeah. New ownership in the 2000s brought a fresh round of expansion attempts, especially in the South. Starting in 2014, franchise agreements led to openings in Texas. They had Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio, Georgia, and eventually Nashville. The reception was mixed. Some stores lasted only months, while others became regional staples. Literally none of them are around now.
Yeah.
I looked.
Funny.
All their locations are just, they still have one in Wisconsin. All the rest are Chicago, here, and Singapore.
Yeah. The one that's had the largest sticking power out of the brands is Giordano's.
Yeah.
Like they've expanded nationally and they've stayed in like a lot of the places they've gone to. Everything else has not done well, surprisingly, because I think everybody, people think all we're eating is deep dish pizza. Not true. In Chicago, we're eating, like I said, the Tamara style thin crust pizza. But when you go as someone not from Chicago, that's what you're going to get the most. And you realize, like, I only need this once or twice a year.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So those restaurants, Giordano's, Gino's East, you saw this today, like they have full menus.
Yes.
That you're supposed to actually like go on a consistent basis.
And
to
so people are going, they're like, I can only do deep dish. And they're just like, whoa, don't paint us in that corner,
And so because of that, they don't do as well in places that don't have huge Chicago like expats and things like that.
I definitely think there's something to that. Yeah. I'm actively excited to go back to Gino's. I'm almost sad that I had like assumed it would be like too much of a turn off, the cheesiness.
That's dope. I'm excited for your additional visits.
My blossoming.
Your re-Chicago awakening.
Yeah. In 2015, the flagship Chicago location added a microbrewery, Gino's Brewing Co. The in-house beer lineup won several national medals, adding a local craft spin to the deep dish experience. Around the same time, Gino's also became the first of the major Chicago deep dish chains to offer vegan cheese as an option.
Disgusting.
I'm so big on, and like, I get it if you became vegan versus like have always been vegan. I get wanting replacement versions or substitute versions of food, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, just make your own like food. Stop trying to imitate.
Yeah. Deep dish, my partner is, she's vegan, and my partner before that is also vegan, although she would still eat non-vegan food, and now she's not vegan anymore. But like, vegan cheese, from what I've heard, is the hardest thing to replicate.
Yeah.
And so to have something that is mostly that cheese, but like there are some good vegan cheeses, and now is probably better than like 2014
when it was starting,
when it was first starting.
I always find it funny when I tell a restaurant I don't care for cheese. The number of times they'll be like, oh, would you like a vegan cheese? It's not real cheese. And I'm like,
worse.
Look, I'm not trying to have something even mimicking cheese. My problem with cheese is like, I don't like the flavor, so why would I want something that's trying to emulate it?
Yeah. And going to be worse.
Yes.
Very likely.
But like cashew cheese, just like it sounds, and I love cashews, but like that sounds weird.
I love a cashew nut.
Yes.
But not a cheese.
Love a cashew nut.
Yeah.
Gino's East officially returned to Southern California in 2020 with a location in Sherman Oaks. This outpost gained strong local support and was named Best Pizza in the Southland by LA Times readers multiple times. Co-owned by members of the founding family, it became a rare success story for Chicago deep dish on the West Coast.
I love them, man. I mean, every time, I told you this before, and then we kind of experienced this while we were there. The owners are very involved in the customer experience at this Gino's East.
Yeah.
Which I think is really dope. And I've experienced this in other Chicago restaurants throughout the country. They love when somebody is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know this, but, I had deeper roots in Chicago probably just from being there for so long and living there. There's nothing more Chicagoans love talking about than Chicago.
I am. You put something in my head that I think I just had a realization that I do believe rings true. I think maybe more than any specific type of restaurant I've ever been, Chicago-based or Chicago-style restaurants are the ones where the owners are just more of a fixture in the everyday dining experience. And I think that almost speaks to like the culture of like, it's a very proud city. Like Chicagoans love that they're from Chicago. I love that I'm from Chicago, despite the fact that it's really been a while since I've spent a significant amount of time there. But like, I really love that city, and I get excited. Like whenever I see the Chicago flag, I mean, you can see I've got that little sign behind me that mimics the Chicago flag.
I got Chicago twice on my tattooed on my body, you know?
There's something about it that just feels so like, I know the experience I'm going to get there is a very unique hospitality experience. I won't say it's necessarily like better or worse than other types of service experiences you can have, but I know there will be a sense of pride in it.
It is still Midwest. So it's still like a Midwestern, like it is. So, and Chicago has...
Hence all the cuisines are going to kill you.
You're going to have high blood pressure and diabetes probably. But like, you'll eat well on the way there. But like, it's like a very like social town. And there are so many bars. It's a very huge drinking town. And I don't know if this is still true, but when I was a tour guide in Chicago for a while, for a little bit, Chicago had the most bars per square mile in the country.
I can see that.
There's a bar on every fucking block in Chicago. So like you become locals, and it's your local dive bar, and the owner is very much there and like just around, and you know the owner, and the owners it's a very Chicago thing. And I think it's dope that it expands out of the city to other places. It's really cool.
The brand has dabbled in global ventures too, opening locations in Mexico City and launching a pop-up turned permanent restaurant in Singapore. International menus stayed mostly true to the Chicago roots, though portions and toppings were adjusted for local tastes. These locations served as test cases for how far deep dish could travel while still feeling authentic. I love that note that portions are adjusted for local tastes, which is their way of saying,
y'all motherfuckers eat too much. Like, come on, bro. We don't need big ass. We got the too many joints.
Yeah.
And we were even full off. I was full off of that.
I ate half of mine.
Yeah. But we got that because we wanted different toppings. We were going to get like the regular joints.
The big old boy.
And those slices would have been even bigger. And we probably still would have ate the same amount of these. But like, or the same amount of actual like, in hand slices.
I came home with a full bag, of
food,
leftovers. That doesn't even account for what I ate there.
Yeah.
I'll be eating good for a while.
We'll be eating good for a while, man. Yeah.
But in Singapore, you're not getting that.
Yeah. No, they're like, no, we need a serving size.
Yeah. I saw they had a pasta with roast duck on the menu at their Singapore location.
At the Gino's East?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I looked at their menu and it was like, they had a lot of pastas, a lot of noodle dishes.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense, Asian country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gino's East has been featured on Food Network and Travel Channel and remains a fixture in deep dish pizza debates. While it isn't as widely franchised as Lou Malnati's or Giordano's, it maintains cultural credibility with a fiercely loyal fan base. The sausage patty pizza was highlighted by Duff Goldman on The Best Thing I Ever Ate, and the Superior Street location continues to draw locals, tourists, and even the occasional rock band or politician.
Yeah, it's funny though, because like I said, Gino's East was definitely never number one, or number two even in Chicago, even with the chains. I mean, obviously, it's somebody out there. It's like Gino's is my favorite, I know, but like, and when we talk about averages, Gino's was always a little lower down because you had like Giordano's, Lou Malnati's, then you had local joints. And then, like I said, thin crust pizza was eaten more widely than anything else.
I love a good thin crust pizza. Maybe I'm a traitor. I do think New York has the best pizza overall.
No,
I really do.
Can't do it. I mean, New York pizza is good. It's good. It's good. It's a good slice. It's good for what it is. I think that tavern style thing. There are 10 tavern style pizza places that I could have, or
Before any New York place.
Before any New York
I'll
pizza
say
place.
this. A tavern style pizza is great for literally a tavern or sit down restaurant setting.
Mm-hmm.
New York style pizza, it's just kind of a different.
Oh, it's good for walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for on the go.
But like.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is usually how I want my pizza, because if I'm sitting down, I have to live with my decisions.
Sure. But here's the thing. We also have that in Chicago, too. That's why I say Chicago's the best pizza town. Like, because whether you are a New York pizza fan, fine, whatever, that's cool. But like, we have slices too. We have the slices you can just like eat and walk.
Yeah.
Just like Chicago, just like New York. But we also have the tavern style, and then we have the deep dish. We have every type of pizza that you want, and you will find a pizza joint that does it well. Multiple pizza joints that do it well. And you just have more options.
Do you feel like I'm a traitor for what I said?
Yes.
And that'll do it for this week's Eat Deets. Jacquis, I hope your ears were gobbling up those eatery details like a factoid-hungry Pac-Man, because the next few minutes are all about you and your dream restaurant. It's your turn to pitch the establishment that will leave your mark in the realm of fast food or casual dining. Next few minutes are yours. Okay. This is the restaurant of your dreams. But to intro this segment, we need a theme song.
Oh, okay.
And give me a musical style that we want to hit.
Oh, let's hit like, those old like Family Matters, Full House. Whatever happened to predictability? It's like that,
all right,
style. Yeah.
All right, so this is a restaurant of your dreams,
and it's gonna fill your belly to the seams.
It could be deep dish pizza or chicken wings. This is the restaurant of your dreams. All right, Jacquis, tell me all about a restaurant concept that is missing in the world and you find its absence deeply upsetting, something that you would raise as if it were your child.
Yeah.
It must be practical, delicious, memorable. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think we need more soul food restaurants in this world.
Yeah.
So my place is going to be a Chicago / soul food place. You got Chicago foods, but it's also primarily soul food. Now, the cuisine, I'm talking baked mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like dressing and, for white people, stuffing, because I do like stuffing too. But we got dressing.
What's the difference?
I thought the base. So dressing is more cornbread based.
Okay.
And stuff.
For some reason, I thought they were just two terms for the same item.
No, I mean, no, but you can. Some people do put dressing in the turkey, and stuffing obviously in the turkey, and you can eat both outside of the turkey as well. But stuffing is more the box shit, and dressing is cornbread. So we're going to have dressing. We're going to have candied yams. We're going to have ham with glaze and pineapple and everything. We're going to have fried chicken. We're going to have everything that you got and you want. But then you also are going to have some like Chicago staples, some Italian beef, the Italian combo, the sausage and the beef. We're going to have, we don't need hot dogs. We don't need hot dogs. And I know the Chicago hot dog is up there, but I was always like, whatever about the hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. We're going to have a little bit of pizza and everything like that, but that's the cuisine, the experience though.
Yeah,
the experience. It is going to be a true lazy man's experience. Like, you remember that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David created a restaurant? It's going to be like that. Like, there's going to be bells at every fucking table. But if you need something, you just ring a bell.
Yeah.
And it's not like rude. It is like, hey, I need,
this is part of it.
It's part of it. So like, people are going to be trained not to just be ringing the bells all the damn time.
Yeah.
They ring them when you need it, right? Is going to have cards at each table too. Because I want this to be family style. I don't want it to just be sit down, everybody on your phones. I want like Uno at the table, a deck of playing cards, card games. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Because I want you like playing and talking and fellowshipping and like having a good ass time, right? If there is a wait, I want the waiting area to be just as seated as the restaurant area. I don't want nobody standing to wait, especially, if we're in places that's cold, you got to be inside.
Of course.
And then I also am going to have samples given in the waiting area.
Hell yeah.
So like, I am a fan of hot water cornbread or cornbread in general, but so that's going to be the sample. Just little pieces of hot water cornbread, hush puppies, or like honey cornbread. Just something to like, hey, little taste. You can also get your drinks in the waiting area. So you can like start drinking now. So by the time you sit down, you already kind of juiced up. You juiced up and ready to go.
Straight up. This place sounds like a last meal someone goes before they die.
Listen, when you come out, you may have to go to the doctor to get your blood checked. All right?
This doesn't sound good for you, but it sounds good for you.
It sounds so good for you. I also want there to be like light music. I am of the age now where music is too loud.
Yeah.
But it's still nice to have. So like, we're playing like Motown joints.
Yeah.
We're playing R&B, soul. And we even got some white people music in there that
but like Michael McDonald white music.
We got yacht rock.
Yeah.
Maybe some Tears for Fears, some Bobby Caldwell's. It's going to be something that makes it feel like you are having dinner with your favorite Black family.
Yeah.
Like, with your favorite Black family, and it's all about family and friendship and laughs and like actually coming and enjoying yourselves, not just having a meal. The meal is what you are doing because you're there.
Yeah.
But you're there to enjoy yourselves.
Of all the restaurants that have been pitched to me, look, people have pitched good ideas before. Yeah. People have pitched menus that I like.
Yeah.
What you're pitching is an experience that I am genuinely getting lost in as you are describing it.
Yeah.
I am immersed. I am there day one.
Day one. Like because that's the thing about restaurant. Like I'm like, what's fun?
It's social.
About eating. It's a social experience.
It's a social
experience where like if you need something, you go get it. Or somebody brings it to you, but it's out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm here to feed you and make sure because like,
taken care of.
Whenever you have somebody who's cooking, what's the thing especially in a Black family, what's the thing you always got to tell the person who cooked? Sit down and eat your food. You go get your plate. You cooked. And they like, no, you go ahead. You go ahead. Like, I want that vibe. Yeah. Where it's like, no, you go ahead. This is about you.
We want everyone to just have a good time and a full belly.
Yeah.
And
and the waiters are also, the people who serve the food are also like, it's
they're
capitalism. It's a big family. Yeah. It's capitalism, so nobody likes to work. But like, if they're having good days, they are happy to like, come sit down and like get in on this card game real quick, which may, make service slow. But, that's the Black portion of it. The service is going to be a little slow.
Yeah.
But we're not rushing you out of there.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't need to turn the tables over.
Yeah.
And if you are there and you're waiting, the waiting area is also going to be
It's taking care
chill.
of you. Yeah.
You got little bites to eat. You can drink. You can sit. We're going to have some music. Fuck it. Let's have a day. Like, people might get up and dance in the middle of the dance floor in the waiting area. I just want the experience.
Jacquis, thanks for going over all of that with me.
Yes.
I now have a better insight into what you dream about.
Yeah.
One last time, that theme song, but like just the line, and I don't remember the melody.
This is the remix.
Yeah.
This is the restaurant. Boom, boom. Of your dreams.
All right, now let's bring things back to reality and see what other people think of the Gino's East of Chicago that we went to in this week's Yelp from Strangers.
We need a little Yelp, a little Yelp from strangers. A 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4 or 5. So get a little Yelp, a little Yelp from strangers. A little Yelp. Give us those complaints while you literally whine and die. Yelp!
All right, this is Yelp from Strangers, our segment where we turn to Yelp and read out our favorite 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star.
Five
Five-star Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Tried to make it collaborative.
I'm so sorry. I was drinking water.
You
I was
gotta hydrate.
I was hydrated.
Do you mind if I start us off with the first review?
Let's do it.
5-star review.
All right, this is a 5-star review from Philip D. from Studio City, California, September 3rd, 2024.
Phil D.
5-alarm Chicago fire. This is not a drill. This is the real deal. If
You
you're
know a white man wrote this shit.
Absolutely.
Ain't no black person in America would start their fucking sentence like that.
What if I show you his profile
And
picture?
there's a black person.
Do I have a surprise for you?
If it is, you know that meme of the white dude who's like calling the police? That's what he's gonna look like. The black dude who's calling the police, that's what it's gonna look like. It's going to look like that.
If you're one of those impoverished souls who did not know what Chicago-style deep dish pizza actually was until as recently as I did while traveling in the Midwest, then imagine my joy at finding it within LA city limits. Get your ass over to Gino's East. That sentence was a lot. There was like parentheses. It was structurally a problem.
I love how excited this person is. I know I'm going to make fun of it and I'm laughing at it, but it is a joyful
It is.
roast.
It's
like,
very
it's
joyful.
a joyful roast.
Yeah. The polar opposite of the wicked fast cooking Neapolitan pizza, these fat boys take a whopping 45 minutes to bake. By the way, fat boys, P-H-A-T,
Fat boys.
B-O-I-S.
This is insane. And I've never heard anybody like actually call a pizza Neapolitan.
I'm going to start the sentence over just so you get the full experience of how it
Let's do
ends
it. Okay.
because it's unreal.
Okay.
The polar opposite of the wicked fast cooking Neapolitan pizza, these fat boys take a whopping 45 minutes to bake. Hustlers and bustlers, ye be warned.
My gosh. Listen, I know you was like, what if I showed you a picture and it's a black person? I would bet my entire bank account that it's not. But,
It's not. I already know what this person looked like. I saw their Yelp profile.
But I don't know what this person looks like, but I can almost guarantee, I bet I know what he looks like. It is
down to the jawline.
down to the fucking jawline, and it makes me so goddamn happy. Like, does this person, did you see a picture of this person?
I believe I remember which.
Does he have glasses?
He did not have
He
glasses.
did not? Okay.
He looked like you'd find him at a board game convention.
I love this person.
So sit down with some friends. You'll need them to make a dent in these dense delights. Order some drinks and some spicy kale Caesar salad and await the sloppy, slutty majesty of a Gino's East pie slithering inside to hug you from within.
Oh my
A
god.
haunting sentiment.
The slutty slithering inside you.
I never thought slutty would come up in
Listen.
a review that had also ye be warned in it.
Listen, I've gotten that review before. If you want a slutty slithering inside of you, that's
Ye be warned.
Ye be warned.
Any of the deep dish pizzas are fantastic. My favorites include the Diavola, truffle oil, spinach, margarita, and Chicago fire.
Mm-hmm.
End of review.
That's crazy.
I thought so.
That's crazy.
I thought that was
but I love it.
an unhinged way to leave a review.
I love it.
2-star review.
Matt M. from Los Angeles, California, who has 4 Italian food reviews. He wrote this on September 5th, 2023, a day in infamy. Hands down, Gino's East of Chicago serves the absolute best pizza in all of Los Angeles.
All right.
What an interesting way to start this book.
Well,
of a
he's
2-star
prefacing
review.
like, look, if it's on food alone.
Okay. I have dined at the original location in Chicago on numerous occasions, and the one in Sherman Oaks is every bit as good. All right. Unfortunately, they also have some of the worst customer service in the entire city, which is the reason for this 2-star review. Let's read it.
I also love two.
2-star. In case you can't see the letters TWO.
Here it is in numerics.
It's a number 2.
Yeah.
All right. 2-star review. Here it is. Let's see what you're talking about, Matt. I called in to place an order for a deep dish pizza, so he called in. I usually get it to go. All right. But on this particular evening, my friend and I decided to dine in. That's a very interesting thing because as a Chicagoan, like calling in to place your order before you even get there feels so uniquely white suburban.
And as a white suburban guy,
yes,
let me say, I understand it when it's a thing that takes 45 minutes to make.
True.
Where you're like, can you get this started?
Yeah.
I get that. If you're getting a sandwich and you do that, that's wild.
I know why people do it, but it is a bit, like I said, it is a very uniquely suburban. Because if you're from the city, you'll just go. But a lot of times what I've done is with people, you'll go, you'll put the order in, and then if they say, yeah, it's an hour and a half wait or however long, you just go to a bar. Like if you're from Chicago, you just go to a bar, go have a drink, go do something else. You know that's what the experience is going to be.
Yes.
So you kind of plan for it ahead of time.
Yeah.
As these pizzas can take 40 minutes or more to prepare, our plan was to order it in advance so the pizza would be in the oven while we were driving up to Sherman Oaks. Insane. A 20, 30-minute trip from our area of town, which is Larchmont Village.
Which, by the way, Larchmont is not a far enough trek to feel the need to
just
advance
fucking
order.
go to the pizza place and order the pizza and like sit and be with your damn friends.
Like if you're coming from Anaheim, I get it.
Yeah.
Larchmont?
It's also like, see, you can't sit with your friends for 40 minutes and just enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
Like that's half the fun is being there with your homies, unless you have,
dare I say,
somewhere to go.
All the fun. Like
that's all the fun.
That's why I want to go out to eat.
That's why you want to go fucking eat. It's that time. Like, and all right, here we go. I'm already not on this person's side. The gentleman on the phone told me there was no way this could happen. I thought he was joking, but nope, he absolutely positively would not do it. Mind you, this was around 8:30. I specifically asked and was told that it wasn't busy and that there were plenty of seating available. Here's the thing. I agree with this person because what's the number one thing that you know about LA people, or one of the top 3 things you know about LA people?
They use like baby's blood to make their skin better.
Number 2, they're flaky.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a flaky fucking city.
Yes.
I'm not going to start a pizza
if I'm not
tell me
certain
you're
that
coming.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do that. That's not.
And by the way, I know friends who will be like, yeah, I'm on my way, and they haven't left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost there, and they haven't left.
And then that pizza is just there. Then it's cold. Now they're like, I'm giving you a cold pizza if you're not here right on time.
Yeah.
Like, they're flaky. Of course he said, I'm on this person's side. I'm on the owner's side. Yes. I've ordered from this restaurant numerous times over the years, and it is always worth the drive. After explaining all of this to the gentleman on the phone, I once again asked if I could pre-order my pizza. He wouldn't budge. After some back and forth, he put the manager on the phone.
He didn't put the manager on the phone.
He requested the manager.
You asked.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I want to point, he puts manager in quotations.
As though the position is in doubt.
The manager. Like, okay. All right, Matt. I very kindly explained the situation. Yet again, that's in parentheses with the exclamation point to him, and even offered to pay for the pizza with my credit card over the phone, which should have been more than enough to end this ridiculous stalemate.
I will say, now, if you're paying for it and the restaurant's not losing money, I do think it's reasonable.
Here's the thing I learned in retail. The customer is not always right.
Oh, I know.
Most of the time, the customer's wrong. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if I'm an owner of a restaurant, and an important part of that brand to me is I want to make sure this food comes out to you fresh, ready, and hot, I am under no obligation to break from that brand. To
sacrifice that
for whatever
finished
reason.
Product quality.
Even if you pay for it. Like, at this point, we're talking... You're almost here, bro. Just fucking come. Yeah. Right? This is, boy, he would have wrote a 1-star review if he was talking to me. But this guy was relentless. He just kept repeating himself over and over and over again. All right, okay, fine. I told him I would just order the pizza to go, but upon so now his friends don't even want to fucking like sit down and enjoy themselves. Like they just went, fine, I'll just take it to go.
They're on a fetch quest now. But all right, so what comes next is the part of the review that I thought was the most interesting and the whole reason I picked this.
Yeah. But upon arrival, if there were any open tables, I would reserve the right to dine in. Nope. No can. Of course not, bro. He's not stupid. Just say, all right, I want it to go, but if it's tables, then I'll make you take all the food out of the to-go packaging and then put it in the fucking insert. You're basically asking me to do the same thing you've been asking me to do, just in a different way.
Yes.
We're not stupid, bro. I asked him, why on earth wouldn't they want to seat us and then sell some beer and wine and make even a salad or two on top of the pizza we were already ordering? This manager let me know in no uncertain terms that even though I thought I had found a loophole, we absolutely would not be welcome in the Gino's East of Chicago dining room. Now, this is in parentheses. The weird part is that he actually seemed to be enjoying himself. It was wild. I guarantee you, Matt, he would have rather been doing anything else than talking to you. Like anything else. At this point, I had been on the phone for a solid 10 minutes, and talking to this guy was an absurd, surreal exercise in futility. I couldn't stop laughing at the sheer ridiculousness of the entire situation. I felt like Jack Nicholson in that scene from 5 Easy Places. What an obscure fucking
I looked up that scene as a result. Have you seen that movie? 5 Easy Pieces?
I know about it, but no.
He's just in a diner and he's asking for his meal a certain way. And he just wants toast on the side. And there's no substitutions. He's like, all right, give me a chicken salad sandwich. Hold everything but the bread. And
Insane.
they wouldn't do it. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll go to Paxty's from now on. Their pizza is almost as good, but thankfully they don't have such a horrible customer service. Never again, Gino's East of Chicago. That is the most entitled bullshit that I've ever read, and I 100% am on the side of the restaurant.
I'm more toward the middle.
Really?
His review is ridiculous.
His review is ridiculous, and I know you said also if he offered to pay them, just why not do it? But him saying I reserve the right. So it's just bro, you are finding a loophole.
Literally, my point is, conceptually, I don't strongly disagree with what he's asking.
Yeah, sure.
And I say that as a person who, and again, the restaurant doesn't know this. I'm not a flaky person at all.
Right.
I'm coming. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get the pizza.
Right.
There is, barring I got in a car wreck, I'm showing up and I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So you're not losing anything. If I get there at the time where it's warm, I would love to eat it there. I don't think that's a crazy request. But there are certain phrases he used in the review, like put the manager on, or I told him I would reserve the right. There was an entitled tone that lets me know that the way he handled the interaction on the phone was not how he's presenting it.
Well, 100%.
The way he did it was probably much closer to a Karen-y entitled attitude.
100%.
Because I have also found that, while the customer may not always be right, and in many cases is wrong, most of the times you can get what you want as a customer if you're just chill.
Yeah.
The number one rule professionally, in any industry or anything, just come at it like you're trying to be likable.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there is a way to do this. If I'm on this phone and they said no, I'd be like, yeah, if you don't mind, let me speak to your manager I know you're doing your job. I'm not mad at you. You don't make the rules. Can I speak to your manager just to ask him?
Yeah.
That already diffuses the situation.
Yes.
Right? And then...
hey, this is a manager call, but it's not coming from a place of anger.
Right.
Already.
Yeah, it's not coming from a place of anger. You said no, you have a job too, you want to make money, bro. I get it. Then when I talk to the manager, even if this isn't true, I would just be like, hey, so here's the situation. We are literally on our way. We don't have that much time. We have something at 10 o'clock to go to. So I'm wondering if I pay for what we want. I come there a lot, love it. If I pay for what we want, can it get started? We'll be there. My GPS says I'll be there in 25 minutes. That way that allows us to eat, enjoy ourselves, and make our next thing on time.
Yeah.
If I hear that as a manager,
why would you say no?
I would consider that more than how this person approached it. Absolutely not.
I guarantee he opened hot.
100%.
He opened, he's like, hey, I'm can you just throw in our thing now?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I know what you're saying. I know I'm on the restaurant side, mostly because this person seems like an asshole.
Yeah.
But also, as somebody who has worked in customer service for a very long time, if that is not the policy of the place, I am not going to get you to change your policy of your restaurant
Sure.
by being an asshole.
Right.
And I can think it's dumb. I can be annoyed by it, but I'm not going to change it if I'm rude about it.
I'm also going to say the one thing that I'm good at that I don't think he is, because like I'll make requests, especially if it's like podcast stuff and I'm like,
Sure.
I really want to see what the best of the restaurant is. Like I really want to get the full experience or whatever. I make special requests sometimes. I might call ahead, ask for a manager, but like take the no.
Take the no, bro.
You know?
You don't have to come.
Yeah. So it's just like ask, don't expect.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to navigate it and to just like, you're not going to make enemies that way.
I'm not going to do this. Mostly because if I'm proven wrong, I don't want to be proven wrong on live camera. But I would bet $50 that I could call Gino's East right now.
And get them to do
this.
I think so too.
I really do.
I do too.
really think I can get them to do this.
Yeah. This is a user failure.
Yeah. And if they wouldn't do it, obviously I'm not really coming, but like I wouldn't be upset. Guess, you know why?
By the way, imagine you do it, they start it, you don't show up, and they're like, this is why we don't do it.
This is exactly why we don't do this shit. I'm the reason Matt is mad. But here's the thing. You know why I wouldn't get upset? Because I called you to ask you to do something that I didn't know you could do in the first place, which is why I was fucking asking you.
Yeah.
So I already knew the answer might be no.
Yeah.
So how am I going to be mad when I get the no?
Right.
Like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Crazy 2-star review.
How about those 2 Yelp reviews? You can get 3 more over at my Patreon, the extended Yelp from Strangers segment at patreon.com/fine dining podcast. In addition to that, you can get a free full fine dining episode every single month that covers a restaurant that is exclusive to Patreon. Recently, I've done Boston Market. I went to one of the 16 remaining in the country, all the way in New York City. It was not great, but I got to cover it. And for September, the Septemberger semifinals and finals episode will be my exclusive Patreon episode. However, it will be free. All you have to do is go to the Patreon to hear it. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait an additional week to hear how the tournament ends. That's patreon.com/fine dining podcast. Thanks so much. Hope to see you there, Dynamaniacs. And that's part 1. Tune in next week as we tell you what we thought about our meal at Gino's east of Chicago. In the meantime, Jacquis, where can people find more of you online?
At Jacquis Neal on Instagram. I also have a website, jacquisneal.com.
Great. And you can follow the podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Fine Dining Podcast or finediningpodcast.bsky.social. I have a Discord if you want to get in there, talk food, talk pet photos. I've got a pet channel now. People can post dogs. That's relatable.
That's fun.
And I have a Patreon if you want a full exclusive new restaurant episode every single month. I do that. I've got my Septemberger tournament coming up here soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll be posting brackets on my website, on the Discord. You can enter that, and we will find out who's going to take home the championship belt for Septemberger Year 3. In the meantime, we're going to be here for just 1 week, waiting on our table. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you for joining. In the meantime, have a fine day.
Waiting on our table, set this done and we had some fun. Now we're waiting on our table, join us next time, we're stuck in line. Waiting on our table, we're so hungry, tummy's grumbling. Waiting on our table, we gotta continue our search for mediocrity. Next week we're digging in, 'cause we're waiting.
Have a fine day.